Okay, hello everybody. This is Bobby from the Sharpen the Soul collaboration across with the global culture. I'm the co-leader of this project. And the Sharpen the Soul program is to try to improve the skill and the mindset of MN China colleagues to collaborate with different regions and cultures. So this time we invited our Bangalore team. In my view, in my opinion, this should be the first time that we have the team from India to have the India introduction to MN China. So let me. I think okay. Let me. I will pass the ball to Sabir. Thanks to our Bangalore team. Okay, Sabir.
Thank you, Bobby. Good afternoon, China team. It's definitely a pleasure to meet you all virtually. And warm welcome to our India Culture Workshop. I'll straight away dive into the session. India as a session will be difficult to explain over the next 60 minutes, but we will give you a glimpse, which is like a teaser to dwell more into it. Without wasting many further time, the topics are divided into 5 different sections, beginning with the introduction. But before that, couple of ground rules. I would request the audience to keep their microphones on mute mode. And if there are any questions, please paste it in the chat window. We definitely would like to have your Q&A session, and we will take it up at the end of all the 5 sections. We'll have a 15 minutes window. And with those ground rules, let's move forward. With your virtual applause, I would now like to call upon Prashant Rajarao, who's the squad group leader and leads a team of program managers at MN RAN Bangalore. Please put your hands together virtually and welcome Prashant Rajarao, who will be introducing India and specifically Nokia Bangalore. Over to you, Prashant.
Namaste. This is the traditional Indian gesture which shows love, respect, and reverence for a human being. But why do we use this gesture when we greet others? As we all know, the tips of our fingers are having energy centers. And when we bring them together, it sends a message to our brain, a message of peace and tranquility and respect for others. This is just one tradition of our Indian culture, and myself and my colleagues today will make an attempt to share with all dear friends here about India, about Nokia Bangalore, and what are the different cultural aspects and traditional values which we uphold. When we were asked by China team to conduct a session of Indian culture, we thought it is an Himalayan task in itself. Because to fit into the 1 hour 30 minutes window, the entire history and the rich tradition of India is definitely a challenge. So we are just giving an introduction to the Indian culture, highlighting salient aspects. Standing with myself, I am Prashant. I'll give an introduction to Nokia, India, and Bangalore. Then we have Spurti, MKD, Meghalaya, and Subbu. Shall we start this session with a small exercise for all of us? Please hold your fingers like this, joining the index and the thumb fingers. Keep it on your lap. Close your eyes. And then take in a deep breath. And when you exhale, we will chant Om. That is a primordial sound which is comprised of A, which comes from your stomach, U, which comes from your chest region, and Ma, which activates the head and the face. So let's do a small chant. I invite all of you to join me when I chant Om. Hands, fingers tied like this, eyes closed, a deep breath, and when you exhale, chant Om. Once again. Om. One more time, this time very slowly. Om. Now open your eyes and welcome once again to this session. The chanting of Om is believed to bring in peace, tranquility, and well-being. It's a typical Indian culture, and in our tradition, we start any event or any function with reverence to the God. And Om is the first syllable, or it is known as the primordial sound of the universe. India is a land of diversity. We have 28 states and 8 union territories. Each of these states are having its own identifying culture, tradition, food, music, multiple languages, everything. India is also the 7th largest country in the world with a population of approximately 1.4 billion. We have the 3rd highest number of billionaires in India. It's followed by USA and China. An interesting fact is 70% of the world's spices come from India. The Bengal tiger is India's national animal. The peacock is our national bird. In India, we consider many animals and even plants as sacred. Cow, elephant, the plant tulsi, which is known as basil, and people, which generates oxygen for us. So these are considered as sacred. India is the birthplace of yoga, Sanskrit, Ayurveda, and we have contributed to the world chess, snake and ladders, and the most important concept of shunya, which in Sanskrit, it means zero. India is the birthplace of 4 major religions: Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, and Jainism. We also have Islam and Christianity being followed by a major population in India. This year, we celebrated 75th year of Indian independence, which happened in 1947. I want all of you to take away the most important moral value which binds all of us together. That is, world is one family, or unity through diversity. From India, we come to the southern part of India, where our city, Bengaluru, is located. It is the capital of Karnataka state. It has got around 9 million population and is spread across 709 square kilometers. It is also known as the Garden City or the Silicon Valley of India. That's because it's an IT hub. It hosts a lot of information technology companies. It has got a pleasant weather throughout the year. It is known famously for its pleasant weather. The local language being spoken in Karnataka is Kannada. Kannadigas are known to be very generous in nature and they are very peace loving. They encourage harmonious living. And Kannadigas also welcome everybody to our state with an open hand. It has got a cosmopolitan nature. In Bangalore, we can see a blend of all the Indian cultures from the north, western, eastern, and southern part of India. Bengaluru also has got a very rich education. It hosts the maximum number of engineering colleges in India, which is actually helping the information technology also to be centered in Bangalore. We celebrate arts, music, science, and sports, and many other things like theater, cinema, concerts, sports, and it has got a very rich and vibrant nightlife also, being cosmopolitan in nature. In Bengaluru is our largest R&D center. It's home to multiple parent companies which has formed Nokia. For example, Motorola, Alcatel-Lucent, and the Nokia Siemens. It is spread across 70K square kilometer. It's a green certified campus. It has got a gender diversity ratio of 27%. And the age or the average age of employees in Bangalore R&D Center is very healthy at 35 years. We are proud to have 85 DMTS recipients and one Bell Labs fellow being awarded. Also, we have significant patent filings in the last 5 years. We also are taking care of quality aspects and we have 60 green belt certified professionals and couple of black belts also in Nokia Bangalore. We have an innovation culture which has contributed to 2,981 points in 2021 and 1,500 in this year and counting still. We are rated by an external agency known as Glassdoor and we score a very high number, 4.2 on 5 in the Glassdoor rating. Nokia Bangalore is involved in many employee engagement activities like tech talks, expert development programs, many festivals, the innovation fair. We celebrated Engineers Day recently on September 15th. And we also are proud to receive 4 location awards. Within Nokia Bangalore, we own the responsibilities across major business groups in Nokia. As you can see, 45% of the employees are working in mobile networks across RAN, BTS transport, MW, COO, and documentation. We also have a significant presence in CNS, 32%, working on the cloud core, analytics, and also in GDC centers. We also are having the NI as 15%, and the technologies being worked are the IP networks, Alcatel submarine networks, optical networks, fixed networks, to name a few. We are also growing in the strategy and technology area. We have a 5% of all employees in contributing to 5G, 6G, and other technologies in a research manner. Apart from that, we also have 3% of the employees working in finance, HR, real estate, etc., who are very crucial to support any technology center. Apart from the usual work, what we engineers do in the office, we are also having 5 pillars of or engines of execution, which connects and binds all the employees together. To start with, on the left side, you see identity and ambition. In this program, we include leadership development programs and making an identity for Nokia Bangalore itself by social media branding. The second program is known as university collaboration. As I mentioned, Bangalore has got a rich engineering college, and we collaborate with many universities within Bangalore and within India as well. These programs are for engaging with the colleges and the fresh graduates who can work in Nokia Bangalore as interns for their internship program, and who may also be a potential employee for our company after he or she finishes the graduation. Apart from that, we also have Ecosystem Connect program, where we collaborate with institutes like IISc, IEEE, and many others. This program also conducts the corporate social responsibility initiatives. Talking about innovation, each of the business groups and the R&D departments have a representative in the Inno board who drive innovation workshops, tech talks, white paper submissions, patents, etc. Last but not the least, we have a program known as Connecting People, which takes care of multiple cultural celebrations, festivals, employee engagement, and well-being initiatives. One of them, or a couple of them, I'm sharing in this slide. Connecting People. We have our state festival for Karnataka, known as Nada Habba. We are having this in the month of November. We celebrated this festival each year with great pomp and show, where the employees engage in a talent show to celebrate the birth centenary of Karnataka as a state. On the right side, you can see the snapshots from the sports competition and also Women's Day, which was celebrated. This was a very brief introduction, and now I invite my colleague and dear friend MKD, who is working as a software architect in MN BTS Transport, to walk us through the next section of this program. Over to you, MKD.
MKD, it looks
You're on
like you are
Yeah.
mute.
You're on mute, MKD.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you so much, dear Prashant. A very good afternoon to all the participants here. And I am going to take you to enjoy the aromas of Indian food for the next 10 minutes on this virtual stage. Indian foods are like classical music of raga. It takes time to build up to a crescendo. It consists of variety of traditional and regional cuisines, which is native to India. Given the diversity in soil, climate, ethnic groups, occupations, and cultures, the cuisines vary substantially and use locally available spices, herbs, vegetables, and fruits. So to start with, I have some information about staple dines. As Prasant mentioned in his slides, we can see huge number of spices in one of the pictures. From that picture itself, we can imagine the kind of flavors and tastes what we enjoy in the India. It is hard to cover all of them, but let's see something which is very close to the ethnic culture of Karnataka. The number one is dosa. It's a very thin batter based pancake originated from South India and made from fermented batter of lentils and rice. We can find more than 10 varieties of dosas minimum in any restaurant if we visit in South Indian places. It has a slight tangy taste due to the fermentation and it's savory rather than sweet. It is served with sambar or some other vegetable and sometimes curd. Next is idli on the right side if you can see. If anyone think about the South Indian food, the humble idli is the first dish that comes to our mind. It is super digestive and steamed morning dish for all of us. It is so popular that March 30th is celebrated every year as World Idli Day. So we all can imagine the popularity of idli in South India. And nowadays, even North Indians are liking it too much. Next is biryani. I'm sure whoever has visited to India or explored about Indian foods, they must have heard this name biryani. It is made with Indian spices, rice, and usually some type of meat or vegetable. It is very famous and it is most Googled dish of 2020 as per data. On an average, we can find more than 100 biryanis getting ordered only in Bangalore per minute. Moving next. Okay, before going further, few famous biryani names I would like to announce here. Maybe someone might be knowing also. Hyderabadi, Kolkata, Lucknow, Amber. These are few famous names which people remember whenever they visit the restaurants. Can you please stay there, Prashant? Yeah. Can you please stay on the previous slide, Prashant? Thank you. Yeah. Last but not the least, the plain chapati or roti along with vegetable curry is something very popular across India, across all the states. Papad, pickles, and salads, they all are in varieties, plenty of varieties, and that kind of add-on which we can attach with any foods what we know. It's up to the what we like. Please next. Well, coming to drink. Well, it's office time, so I will not go on time dependent drinks. Let's have a quick intro about time independent drinks, which we can have anytime. And tender coconut is top in that. Almost in every streets in the South Indian states, we can find tender coconut. It is very healthy and very tasty. Cutting chai. It is normally famous in and around the Mumbai city of India. But most of people get confused by some special flavor of cutting chai, which is not the truth. The name means a half cup tea instead of full cup. And we all Indians love to share our tea on daily basis, even in our professional life. Kokum juice. It is very popular in coastal areas to beat the heat. It has very high antioxidant contents, which helps to keep us warm and healthy. And it's very much helpful for the skin. Filter coffee is another one which is very popular in the India. We can find people enjoying in any restaurant in the morning and evening snacks time. And buttermilk is also not behind that. It is very healthy drink, and especially in South India, it's almost taken by all the South Indian people. In North India, it's mostly in the summertime people try to have it. Next, please. Sharing sweets with others are one of the popular way to celebrate any uh, good occasions in India. Or I can say no celebration is complete without the traditional mithais. Mithai is the Hindi name of sweets. In fact, all our deities have their favorite desserts, like Ganesha is fond of modak, Hanuman loves laddu. Rasagulla and gulab jamun is so soft that it will just melt in our mouth. The warm, juicy jalebi, when combined with chilled rabdi, is very hard to resist. We have listed few names here like Mysore Pak, Chikki, Dharwad Peda, Obattu. These are very close to Karnataka and Bangalore. Few common things are mentioned like Rasagulla, Gulab Jamun, which we can find almost in every states of India. Next, please. Well, we Indians also like our Chinese foods too much. We can find in almost all the streets and major cities some flavor of Chinese with Indian taste. And the top four I have put here, which we always love to eat whenever we visit Chinese restaurants: momos, noodles, fried rice, and a variety of Manchurians. All these are available in both veg and non-veg flavors. It depends the people. As Prasant mentioned, we Indians also have few people who doesn't eat non-veg. So our food respect all of them. Next, please. Street foods. This is the one thing which, if we all visit to any country, we would try to explore. It is famous, I think, in every country. We all love to walk in the streets in the evening after work. In India, it's equally same. We all explore the places for street foods or for entertainment. Few names are like samosa with chutney, potato tikki, seekh kebab, litti chokha, which is very famous from Bihar and UP side, a different kinds of Manchurian with different flavors, and jalebi as a sweet. Next, please. These are the few places which I have put here, and some links are provided if we click on the food on the picture to find the street foods, the famous ones in the Bangalore, the famous vegetable restaurants where you can find pure veg foods, hot and tasty, like Shanti Sagar, Darshini, Udupi. These are the common names you can find on the streets of the Bangalore. Cafe Coffee Day, which is very famous in India, and few Chinese restaurants like mainland China, Sao. Many more are there in the list, but these are the few things which, if you happen to visit India, you must try it. Well, I am done with my contents, and I hope you all must have enjoyed in these 10 minutes. After this, I would like to hand over the stage to our technical specialist, Dayananda Spurti, to let us walk through some other aspect of Indian culture. Thank you. Over to you, Dayananda Spurti.
Thank you so much, MKD. I'm sure everybody's mouth is watering right now. As MKD mentioned, yes, we love our sweets. We Indians love our sweets. However, there are days when sweets are a must, and these are festivals. So I'm Spurti Dayanand. I will be giving you a small glimpse of the festivals we celebrate here in India. Festivals is not new to any country. We enjoy, celebrate, just like every other human being on earth. However, we have so many of them that it required a separate segment to be addressed as part of this session as well. As you can see, the slide being presented is very colorful, depicting our celebrations. The reason why we choose to be so colorful, do we need a reason? It's simply because it makes us happy. As you can see, there are a wide variety of celebrations. Firstly, right in the middle on the top, you can see a god, we call him Lord Ganesha. On his birth anniversary, we celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi. The reason I started off with this festival is because we just celebrated his birthday. As MKD mentioned, Lord Ganesha is very fond of his food, especially sweets. And we take lot of pleasure cooking these and offering the same to him. Apart from this, there are other kinds of festival. For example, Holi, as you can see on the right top corner, wherein people rub in a lot of color and apply it on each other, simply celebrating and having fun. We also fly kites when there is lot of wind so that we can see this light, the sky glow up as well. Speaking of glowing up, we also have the Diwali, which is also called the Festival of Light. Apart from these, we have some childlike festivals as well. As seen in the center left of my slides, people huddle among each other, climb on top of each other, eventually to break a pot which mostly contains curd, milk, butter. Delicious, isn't it? I'm sure this has given a very high level glimpse of the festivals of India. Let's move on to a little more detail. Prashant, could you please move to the next slide? As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of festivals. We Indians just need a reason to celebrate and have our sweets as well. To broadly classify them, we have national festivals, religious festivals, and seasonal festivals. The national festivals are a matter of immense pride to each of us as Indians. It is celebrated across the country with same valor and zeal as well. We hoist the flag and sing the national anthem. These are the days when everybody has an off day. That is, we have a holiday. Despite it being a holiday, at every school, students do go to school, hoist the flag, and do respect the nation. Our major national festivals are the day we got independence, which is the 15th of August. The day India became republic, which is the 26th of January. But speaking of independence, there was one man who thought non-violence can give us independence as well. And he is none other than Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, whom we also call as the father of our nation. To pay respect to him, his birth anniversary, which is on 2nd of October, is celebrated as a national festival as well. You might very often hear me saying the word Jayanti. So the word Jayanti in India means birth anniversary. So when I say Gandhi Jayanti, it's the birthday of our father of nation. Moving on to religious festivals. As each of you might already know, India is a secular country, and as mentioned earlier, we are home to various religions, some of them having seen its birth here as well. Therefore, we are fair to all of them and we celebrate each religious festivals with same energy and yes, with same number of sweets as well. The major festivals of each religion has been declared as a holiday by the government as well. And of course, based on the given state, there could be some more holidays given too. To mention a few, when we speak of Hindu religions, there is Diwali, the festival of lights, wherein we light up the entire house, the streets, the sky with as many lights as possible. And we also burst crackers on those days. There is the Dussehra, which is on the onset in just next week. This is a 10-day long festival with each day attributed to goddess. This is celebrated with lot of enthusiasm. There is also other birthdays of almighties which we celebrate like Ganesh Chaturthi, Shri Krishna Janmashtami, etc. When we move on to Islam, there is also Eid, last day of Muharram, wherein people gather at mosques to offer prayers and celebrate the same. Coming to Christianity, Christmas and Easter are something we all enjoy as well. We love our cake and we never stay back in enjoying these as well. There are other festivals as well belonging to their particular religions, which is Guru Nanak Jayanti, Buddha Purnima, Mahavir Jayanti, etc., marking the birth anniversaries of the founders of that particular religion as well. Now moving on to the seasonal festivals. These are the festivals which are celebrated on the onset of a given season. This could be harvest, or like I said, to celebrate the wind, there could be kite flying as well. There are a lot of these which we enjoy and celebrated with different names across the country. Can we move to the next slide, Prashant? Just to mention a few more salient features, festivals are a gateway of bond among all the citizens of our country. Our diversity is reflected in the celebrations we make on our festivals. As I said, we celebrate festivals from all religions, and the government supports it as well by declaring holidays. When the government says so, how can Nokia India fall behind? There are holidays mentioned for the major festivals of that particular location as well. As mentioned, there is Dasera, which is coming up next week. You might find a lot of Indians on leave that time. Better to catch up with them today. There's also Deepavali, which is towards the end of October, and Christmas, as you know, towards the end of the year. There's a lot of vibrance as we enjoy these, as it reflects our cultural roots. As I wind up, Prashant, could we move to the next slide to just have a few glimpses of how all of these festivals are celebrated? These are real pictures where you can see everybody is equally involved and thrilled and basically enjoying the festival. Hoping that I have given a good glimpse of how we enjoy in our country, I would now call upon my dear colleague, Meghalai, who at Nokia works as a principal information developer, to let you know about other aspects of our culture. Over to you, Meghalai.
Thank you, Spurti. Hello, everyone. Music is a universal language and has always been an important aspect in the lives of Indian people. Indian music has the ability to connect different generation of people regardless of their age. Many people in India enjoy a memorable melody which provides a sense of peace and joy. Can we move to the next slide, please? Traditional classical music is an ancient form of art that represents northern and southern part of India. Indian traditional classical music is performed in three variants. It's through dance, it's through instrumental music, and through vocal music. Hindustani music is the most popular stream of Indian music in the northern, eastern, and central part of India, while Carnatic music is an ancient form of music that is originated in the southern part of India. This Carnatic music is actually closely connected to religious and cultural activities. So what you see here, the Indian classical dances, we have the first four, which is celebrated, or it is called the Hindustani dance, and the next row, which is called the Carnatic dance. So we will just talk about a little on Kathak. Kathak dance originated in Uttar Pradesh in North India. During the dance, the dancer narrates the story through eyes and expressions. Manipuri dance originated from northeastern state of Manipur in India. The deeply spiritual Manipuri dance corresponds to specific seasons. Odissi dance emerged in the eastern state of Orissa. Orissa dance mainly deals with regional themes. One of the popular themes is spiritual love of Radha and Krishna. We have Satriya dance, which originated in the monastery of Assam. Satriya includes pure dance forms and drama with expressions. Now moving on to the southern part of India, where we have Bharatanatyam, which is an ancient Indian classical dance from Tamil Nadu in the state of South India. In this dance form, the dancer makes a considerable use of hand and eye movement to express different emotions. Kathakali belongs to Indian classical dance drama from Kerala. The literal meaning of the word Kathakali is story play. The dancer uses hand gestures and facial expressions, and this dance is generally performed by male dancers. Mohiniyattam belongs to a classical dance drama from Kerala, and the theme of this dance is a form to devotion to God. This dance is generally performed by female dancers. We have Kuchipudi dance, which is a drama performance that is originated from a village in Andhra Pradesh. So moving on to the Indian musical instrument, which is on towards your right side. Similarly, we have Hindustani music and Carnatic music. In Hindustani music, tabla rhythm is more in the background and the singer sings a song on any beats. So the first and the second row are some of the musical instruments that are commonly used in Hindustani music, which is sitar, sador, tambura, shehnai, sarag, and tabla. And Carnatic music follows a strict rhythm of the song and the beats to mridangam instrument. The Carnatic music includes veena, mridangam, violin, flute, and harmonium. So these are some of those instruments that are distinguished as part of the northern part of India and the southern part of India. Now we will be talking about a little on the Indian classical vocal music. The classical vocal music consists of swara, which means notes, and tala means rhythm and beats. Just like how in Western music we have do, re, mi, fa, sa, la, ti, and do. There are 7 pure notes in Indian vocal classical music, which is actually sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, ri, sa. The basic elements of swara, which is the notes, and tala, the beats, are the foundation to both Carnatic and Hindustani music. So moving on to the next slide, which talks about the folk music. So India, as we know, is a country of diversities. It has numerous style and form of folk music. Every region in India has its own folk music, which reflects the way of life. So folk music is closely associated with farming, harvesting, and other such professions to break the monotony of routine life. Some of the music forms of this type are again distinguished as northern, eastern, and central part of India, and also the southern part of India. So what you see in the first row is all from the northern part, where the first one talks about Dumhal from Jammu Kashmir, Bhangra dance from Punjab, Jumur from Haryana, and Chao from West Bengal, Bihu from Assam, and we have Dandiya from Gujarat, and Padayani from Kerala, Karagatam from Tamil Nadu, and Dolukunita from Karnataka. So folk music and dance are generally performed at local celebrations. And the main focus of folk music is to bring all the communities together. Can we move to the next slide, please? We will now talk about the Bollywood music, which is cherished and enjoyed by Indians. Bollywood music and dance has been inspired by classical tradition. Bollywood music is mainly for entertainment and excitement. Many greatest lyricists, playback singers, dancers, and music directors have played a great role in popularizing the Indian music. Some of them that I would like to name a few, like music directors like Naushad, S.D. Burman composed songs more than 100 films, while the top singers like Lata Mangeshkar, Asha Bhonsle, Mohammad Rafi, and Kishore Kumar have recorded several thousands of everlasting film songs, which every Indian cherish till date. Film music is actually derived its melody from again the three variants or three sources. It is from the Indian classical music, folk music, and different region of Western and classical and popular music. Bollywood songs are heard over India in streets, in cities, and even in remote villages. People listen to their favorite music, which is easily accessible from their mobile phone, radio, and television. The dances in Bollywood are modeled in Indian classical and folk dances. All Indian movies have songs and sequence which is enjoyed, and all Indian people get onto the movies too and wait to watch the songs and dances that are performed in different Indian cinemas. These are enjoyed by all the Indian people. Can we move to the next slide, please? So with that, we have some musical habits that I would like to actually share upon. As music lovers, there is a big treat with music concerts that are organized by different associations in Bengaluru. The music concerts usually are conducted in auditoriums. The musical concerts are for all age groups. The concerts are always enthralled with jam-packed audience with their performance by playing a variety of musical instruments. There are solo, group dances, performance, and even vocal performances that are enjoyed by every Indian. There is no occasion or festival that is performed without music in India. All occasions, from childbirth, wedding ceremonies, birthday celebrations, and festivals are celebrated with music and dance. We have schools, colleges, and even workplaces where they conduct competitions every year. This encourages and brings out a lot of talent in younger generation to exhibit their talent in singing, dancing, and playing instruments. Like Prashant said about Nada Habba, every year Nokia Bangalore celebrates Nada Habba and gives an opportunity to the employees to take part in the cultural program. There are many universities in India that offer music courses for all students who are interested to fetch a career in music. India's first interactive music museum, which is actually Indian Music Experience, is in Nama Bengaluru. This museum gives you an understanding of the diversity in the Indian music to all music lovers. I would say it will be a must visit to this museum if you are a music lover. With that, I think I come to the end of my slides. Thank you very much. And I would pass on the stage to Subaya Nachiyappan, who's a solution architect. Over to you, Subaya.
Thank you, Meghalai. Hope my slides are visible. Okay. Yes. What not did we cover? We covered upon, Prashant covered upon Nokia Bangalore, an introduction to India. MK touched upon the food habits. I know it's lunchtime at China, and it's a good time to touch upon it. Moving on, Spurti talked about Indian festivals and it's the close bonding which each festivals brings together. Meghalai On a musical note, touched upon the Indian music scene and about the movie culture. I'll be talking about Indians' working style and giving a brief overview of the telecom operators present in India. We live in a global village. Don't you all agree? It's important to understand and respect each
Sorry,
other's culture.
sorry, we can't see your desktop.
You cannot see that?
I
Okay.
can't.
Okay,
Yes,
sure.
not anymore.
Okay, just give me a minute.
It's
Is
okay
it
now.
better now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see now.
Yes.
Sure, sure. So this is some of the typical glitches which we see in cross-cultural meetings as well. Jokes apart, once again, I'll be giving you a brief introduction about Indian working style, the professional work traits, and giving you a brief overview as I mentioned. As I said, it's important to respect and acknowledge each other's culture and traits. Each culture or each geography has its own work culture based upon different factors. There are many aspects to it, but in the interest of time, I'll cover upon certain highlights. Indians believe in strong work ethic, commitment. They are committed to once the commitment is done, they work steadfastly towards achieving the goal. And that's a common trait among Indian professionals. We believe in team culture more than individual brilliance. We believe in team culture and collaborative style. A successful team culture is what Nokia Bangalore and many of our Indian professionals strive towards. Timeliness. Timeliness, when I say timeliness, it means time discipline and sticking to timelines for projects or for both personal as well as professional commitments. We are adhering to that in our professional environment as well. Another important point, which is a very good takeaway, is Indians prefer politeness and non-offensive. Typically, in a Western world, it is more direct and very honest without any mask. But as Indians, we tend to be less offensive and convey the point in a different non-confrontational way so that the recipient takes the message and does not take and the message is delivered in the right tone. Touching upon the same topic, harmonious way of working. In workplaces, there are a lot of situations where there are overlaps or conflicts, and typically it is we Indians try to strive upon conflict resolution rather than escalation mode and working towards achieving a common goal. And another important trait, which I think is of more significance to for China team awareness as well. We are very, very social animals. We are very collegial in nature. Typically in the eastern part of the world, the lunches are typically work lunches where the lunch breaks typically is between 5 to 10 minutes at the desk. But in India, we prefer social lunches or social gatherings for coffee, tea breaks. So when an Indian employee says he'll be back after lunch, it is not 5 to 10 minutes, it is 20 to 30 minutes. And we, if it's a typical team lunch, all of us get together at a common place, a pantry or a cafeteria, and have it, including the managers and the staff. So we believe in that collaborative work both on during work and also during the break time as well. Moving on. As I said, it's important to know what to talk and what not to talk. So to give you a glimpse of what we like to talk about, what are the safe topics, sports. We absolutely adore sports. When I say sports, there are both outdoor sports and indoor sports. Prashant talked about a population of 1.4 billion. I would say our cricket lovers is equal to a population, 1.4 billion people. That's how mad crazy we are about cricket. Other popular sports are football, hockey, and in indoor, badminton and TT. I think that is very similar to how Chinese also, because I understand China folks also love badminton and TT. Movies. Megalith talked about the movies and the music domain. We love to talk about movies. Typically over the weekend, you would see an Indian family go to a movie, and I would say it's a very common place social gathering as well, movies. And so it's a good topic to discuss about Bollywood movies or any international movies. Now, since it's a global village, as I mentioned, there's a lot of cross-cultural exchange which happens. So movies is a safe topic. And family. When I say family, uh, in some culture, it may not be a good talk about their family, but in India, it's always okay to talk about your family, whether married, sons. So it gives you a more personal bonding and a more and brings you closer to the other person. So it definitely family is a good safe topic in majority of the cases. Celebrities. Celebrities are both in movies domain as well as in sports domain. We love both political celebrities, sports celebrities, movie celebrities, and as Meghalay mentioned, one of the posters as well. Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan have the biggest fan following in India in movies industry, and in terms of sports, Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Virat Kohli, now Rohit Sharma, they are very closely followed and have a popular fan base. Travel, we are travel bugs. We love to explore the world both inside India and outside India. So travel is another safe topic to talk with Indian colleagues and exchange information across. Now, I suggest you a list of topics, a brief glimpse of what to talk. I'll move on to what not to talk. So what are the sensitive topics which we must avoid in the interest of harmony? Geopolitics or national politics are sensitive topics, which in the interest of team culture, we should avoid discussing about that. And religion. There are many Indias within India. Each has its own unique attributes. So it's important to acknowledge the privacy of their religion and not talk too much about it. Sacred animals. This is again one important point which all of us need to be aware. There are some certain animals which are considered sacred as per Hinduism religion. For example, when Spurti mentioned Lord Ganesha, elephant is considered sacred as per our religion, and monkey is considered avatar of Lord Hanuman, which is again considered sacred, and cow is also considered sacred in Hinduism. So there are many animals which are kind of given representation, which are representative of gods and have a special place in our history. And it's important not to talk about those animals in our discussions. Skin color. This is again a very touchy subject which we should avoid in the interest of harmony. Now moving on. I'll give you a brief. I know we have just a couple of more minutes. I'll just touch upon briefly the Indian telecom industry. We have 4 major operators. Prashant mentioned 1.4 billion population. Any guesses for our Indian mobile subscriber base? It's 1.17 billion as per recent records. That's how massive and big the Indian telecom industry is. And it's mainly driven by these 4 operators. Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone, Idea. Previously, Vodafone was a different company. Idea was a different company. Now they have merged together and have a combined market share. And BSNL, which is a state-run telco company. These are the tier 1 operators which I'm going to discuss. Reliance Jio is primarily a 4G and a 5G wireless operator and also into broadband space. Airtel started from GSM, now into 4G network and now into 5G network as well. Vodafone Idea is also has its own history, right from GSM to LTE to 5G network. BSNL, being a legacy operator, it has a very ancient history and is prevalent for many years across, and it's a lifeline for some of the Indians in remote places. Typically, the market share is led by Reliance Jio, which is the #1 operator, closely followed by Bharti Airtel, and Vodafone Idea is the third biggest operator in terms of market share. I would like to leave you with some interesting thoughts as well. We are all Nokians, so it's a proud moment for me to share that the first GSM call in India was made using Nokia network, using a Nokia 2300 mobile in the year 1995. So Nokia, India, and Indian telecom industry have traveled together. We are a market leader in radio and core networks. Every mobile call in India touches a Nokia network element, be it on the radio side or on the core side, but it passes through a Nokia network element. And finally, Nokia is a popular brand name in India. Reason being, right from GSM handsets days to till now, it has a resonance with consumers for the super good quality of handsets which was there via legacy Nokia phones. 60 minutes or 3600 seconds is difficult to cover many centuries old tradition, but our honest attempt is to give you a glimpse of Indian tradition so that you can deep dive into it as per your own interest. We are a multilingual state, so once again, thank you for attending. And this is the representation of thanks in different languages. We have 22 official languages as per Indian government standards. And with that note, this is Subbu signing off. Once again, I would like now to take this moment also to thank Bobby and the MN China team for giving us this opportunity to present this workshop. Without their active support and collaboration, this session would not have been possible. So once again, sincere thanks to you, Bobby and team. Over to you, Bobby.
Okay, thank you, our Bangalore team. It's a very impressive speech, and from the reactions, our in China liked very much. So I collect some questions from the chat window. And I will share my desktop. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Here we have the questions. The first one is material. Is material can share later? I think yes, right?
Yes, we'll be sharing it offline. Yes.
Okay. The second question is there any suggestion when we invited our India friend to a Chinese restaurant?
MKD, you want to take that?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I think most of the Indians are food lovers in my view. So I don't feel that we have to find the special occasion for that. Whenever we feel the bonding, we can easily call any Indian friends to China's friends.
Yeah, and also adding to what MKD suggested, we love to explore different cuisines and cultures. So definitely anything we love to explore across.
Only thing, a small thing to a bit to worry is veg and non-veg. Maybe something we should clarify.
Yes, that's a good takeaway. Yes, definitely. It's always good to ask the person.
Okay. We will ask the what kind of the restaurant he like, he or she like. Okay, thank you. And third question is Bangalore office lunch free still?
I don't know who's asked this question, whether they plan to travel to India shortly or not. I don't know, but maybe we would be happy to sponsor the lunch for the people who are coming there. As just as a joke, I'm just saying. But jokes apart, it is. I don't think it is free as of now. If correct me, Prashant, if I'm wrong.
No, it's not a free lunch in Bangalore office. We have a subsidized rate of lunch anyway. So it works out lesser than what you have to pay in restaurants.
Correct.
Okay.
And during special occasions, obviously there is special menu lunches as well, as Prashant mentioned.
Okay. Okay, and there are not two questions. The first one is this is the question for myself. So
Okay.
do you mind to talk when we have a small talk? Do you mind to talk about the age or marriage or not? Something like that.
Okay. So the answer is both yes and no. I would say there is no general answer to it. Um, Typically, in my view, if it's a topic which we can try to avoid in the interest of harmony. Reason being, age sometimes it is taken in different context as well, and marriage is something which I would suggest uh, not to get into. But when I say when I talked about family, it's more about parents or something like that, just to get to know the person each other. Obviously, the common sense will tell us that there are different stages to a relationship. So when we're interacting with Indian counterparts, there are it's always good to talk about the safe zone in the first interactions, and as we go deeper into the conversations over the next couple of calls, it is always good habit to talk about common sports interest. And marriage is something which I would generally advise not, because it might or might not hit the right note.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you. And another question is, it happens sometimes we don't know how to pronounce the Indian name, especially for the name which have a long length. So is there any tips when we meet such kind of case?
Yeah, I will like to take this question because when Bobby introduced, he introduced me with a different name, which my parents would not been proud of. So, but jokes apart, it's always good to ask the person, how would you like to pronounce? And typically, we always have a pet name or a short name. So in my case, it is Subbu. Typically for Mrityunjay, also it is MKD, because it's a long name. We also
Yeah.
have some short names, which is comfortable enough to talk. And most of this, why I am saying this, you would find the same name in different states of India. For example, Subaya is present in 2 different states or 3 different states. The way we pronounce in one state might be different the way we pronounce in another state. So it is always a good habit to talk, to ask the person, how would you like to pronounce? And typically Indians are very accommodative and less and work towards harmony. So they will obviously come up and say, you can call me Subbu. That's how I would
Okay.
put that. Any comments from my panelist here as well?
Yeah, I can add a little bit to this. Typically in India, names are also referring to the gods or deities. Most of the names like Ganesh or Shiva, etc. So you can ask the person if abbreviating it to, for example, MKD for Mrityunjay works for him, or you can shorten it like Prash for Prashant, Subbu for Subaya, Spurti for Spurti Dayanand, Mix for Meghalay.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. I
Welcome.
got it. Yeah. And yeah, please.
If this is the last question, we also have Arun Gopinath, who is the Technology Center Bangalore head. I would request Arun to speak few words and address this gathering.
Hello, Arun. We can't hear you.
Arun, we cannot hear you.
I think you're on mute, Arun, or just check.
We still cannot hear you, Arun.
How about now?
Now it's
Yeah, it's
good.
better.
It's good now.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, hello all. And firstly, Bobby, very nice that you're running this initiative to learn about the other cultures. And yeah, I think it's very, I would say, a nice way to get to know about the different, cultures in a global organizations like Nokia, where we are spread across several, hundreds of countries across different continents. So I think a very nice initiative. And thank you for inviting us to share about the Indian culture. And thanks to the Toastmasters Club and the colleagues from Bangalore, Subaya, Prashant, and the whole team for putting this together. And I hope that you got a glimpse of the culture in India and of Bangalore, and I hope that you could walk through the Vidhan Sauda and the streets of Bangalore, and maybe have maybe virtually. I hope you ate in our restaurants and listen to our music in this last 60 minutes. So so I think it's a very nice way to further have the collaboration between sites having events like this. So yeah, I think anything. I'm sure that you're now quite curious, and I can see a lot of questions. And sure, I think we can continue the small talk with the team here, and I'm sure they'd be happy to get back.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. And thank you our Bangalore team. It's very impressive. Okay. Okay. And I think now we are close to the session. I will send out a survey to, we want to hear the voice from the audience if we can have some comments. I will send the survey later in the chat window, and I will also send the learning point in the chat window after this session. And thanks again, our Bangalore team. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. And it was a wonderful opportunity. We truly enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day and a
Thank
good
you.
weekend.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Good weekend to all. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.